Today I'm going to teach you guys how to set up proper suspension sag. There's 3 measurements you need to take on the front and rear. Before you do anything, make sure you know what your bike spring rates are in the front and the rear. Here's a pro tip. On the spring, sometimes it's listed. See that 85 right there? The rear spring rate is 0.85 and the front is 1. You can find it in your manual or Google it, and there'll be a weight range depending on what the spring rate is. The first measurement you want to take is the top of the suspension's travel. That means you're going to have to lift up the rear and the front. So when there's no tension on the suspension, pick a couple of fixed points to measure. I use the axle and my tail. And on the front, I measure from this to the bottom of this dust seal. So the first measurement we're going to call M1 for measurement 1. The second measurement you want to do is with you on the bike with all your gear. Have somebody push the bike down and let the bike settle. So the next number we'll call M2 and 90 millimeters. And the final measurement you're going to want to make is just pulling the bike all the way up and letting the bike settle. All right, so the last one we're calling M3 at 100 millimeters. All right, the math is super simple. You just take these two numbers, M2 and M3, add them together, which is 190. You divide that by 2, which equals 95. Then you take M1, which is 137, and you subtract 95, which gives you 42 millimeters of sag. Dave Moss, the tuning legend, says you gotta be between 30 and 40 millimeters of sag, both in the front and the rear when you're street riding. Our hypothetical numbers say we're too soft at 42 millimeters. All we're gonna do is add more preload. Preload on this bike is set electronically, so I'd have to adjust it electronically. Personally, I'd try to go between 30 and 35 millimeters. So remember, check your spring rate, do your 3 measurements, and try to get between 30 to 35 millimeters of sag.